Today I'm sharing some sweet wood decor ideas that are so easy to make using some found wood pieces and vintage inspired printables. I'm also very excited to share that this video is sponsored by SmartWings. Hey there, welcome back to the Schwowin's Nest. My name is Sandra and I'm so glad you're here. Cutting boards are so much fun to make over. This one was a thrift shop find and it's perfect for a DIY. I created this printable using images from Creative Fabrica, and I'll have all the pics on my Etsy shop in a bundle for you. This one is printed on rice paper. It's the same thickness as regular printer paper, but much softer. I have no problem putting this rice paper through my printer by itself, and it comes out perfectly. But you could also just trim it down to the size of printer paper and tape it on there to be sure that it doesn't get jammed. I do have some different options of rice paper on my Amazon store if you'd like to give them a try. I taped off the top and bottom of the cutting board where the end of the image was on the rice paper because I want to paint the interior white so the image pops out nicely. I'm using DIXIE BELLE silk paint in the color Elderflower, which is a cool, crisp white shade. For the rest of the board, I'm going to use Conservatory by Fusion. It's my absolute favorite green. I completely forgot to turn my camera on when I painted the green. My apologies, but you can see how it turned out here. I'll cut the excess paper off the image and then glue it on the board within the white section. Now I'm working at my lake house and forgot to bring glue or Mod Podge, so I'm going to need to use something else. And the only thing I have is DIXIE BELLE's Gator Hide Top Coat. I'm going to need to use it for the glue and the sealer. It seems to work pretty good as long as I have enough on there to keep the paper in place. There were hardly any bubbles too, so I might end up using this instead of Mod Podge. I'll have to do a test with both of them when I get back home. As I was smoothing out the rice paper, a couple of areas tore. So if you don't want a rustic look on your pieces, you could use a soft cloth or a piece of plastic wrap to smooth it out gently. I've seen other people use those, and although I've never tried it, it does seem to work well for them. I ended up using more of a tapping and pressing motion rather than smoothing, and that seemed to work well. Once the front was completely dry, I painted the back and sides with the Conservatory Green by Fusion. I'm most likely going to sell this piece at my display booth, so I wanted it to look finished. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I love all things vintage, rustic, and farmhouse. So this board is going to get sanded all around the edges to bring back some of the wood tone, and I'm going to sand the edges of the printable too. I like the look of the straight lines, but again, it's not rustic enough for me. So using a small chip brush and more of the green paint, I'm going to blur that line and make it look like the paper has worn off a bit. I know that a lot of you are crafters too, so let me know if there are any techniques that you've stumbled upon that work for decoupage or anything else that you want to share. I just love reading the comments and learning from you. I've gotten so many neat tips and tricks, and I'd love to be able to learn even more. The last step to making this board look vintage and rustic is using brown wax all over it. I usually use a paper towel for this and will make sure that I get all of those sanded edges really good, so it looks a little dirty too. The green paint with the brown wax deepens the color and turns it a beautiful muted mossy green. On the printable, the wax also deepens the colors and gives the paper a dingy old-time look, which I absolutely love. Do any of you remember years ago when the only option for blinds were these roll down and up ones that you had to manually pull and try to get them to stay where you wanted them? They never stayed. They always snapped or popped or rolled all the way back up. And I still have some of these at my cottage. So when SmartWings reached out to offer me their motorized blinds, I was so excited. Finally, our cottage bedroom windows will function the way we need them to and look gorgeous too. As smart home technology becomes more popular, motorized blinds and shades are quickly becoming a favorite home upgrade. SmartWings offers stylish custom shades that can be controlled with a remote, an app, or voice assistant like Alexa, Google Home, and Apple HomeKit. You can even schedule them to open and close automatically throughout the day for added convenience and energy efficiency. One of the best things about SmartWings shades is how they combine function and style. They offer a wide variety of options, including blackout, which is what I chose, woven wood, Roman, and zebra shades, making it easy to find a look that fits your home. The cordless design creates a clean, modern feel while also being safer for kids and pets. With quiet motors, smart automation, and customizable styles, SmartWings motorized blinds and shades are an easy way to make your home feel more comfortable, convenient, and luxurious. Installation of the SmartWings motorized shades is super easy. They come with 2 brackets that you screw into the upper frame of your window, then simply snap the shades into place. It took me about 5 minutes to complete the installation, and our windows have never looked better. This shade is 100% blackout, so there is no light filtering through the blind itself. There is a bit of light coming through the sides, but that is expected unless you opt for an outside mount, which would put the blind right onto the frame of the window instead of inside the frame. There are many options to select from for activation of the shades. I chose a plug-in system since we don't have internet at our cottage, so they need to be plugged in all the time. I also got a remote for each one so they can be controlled individually. The remote is so simple: arrow up for up, arrow down for down, and the dash in the center to stop them. I am so impressed at how gorgeous they are, with that linen look that is damp cloth washable and the matching headrail. Thank you to SmartWings for sponsoring today's video. Check out my description box for the links to the SmartWings website and links to the shades I chose. Make your home look fabulous with SmartWings. Scrap wood pieces are perfect for creating little pieces that can sit on shelves, trays, or tables, making a little vignette of vintage goodness. I saw these on Pinterest and thought they were such a cute idea that I had to make some. This one is a 2x4 that has some rough edges, so sanding it smooth is the first step. The other 2 blocks are from a sweet subscriber who sent me a few big boxes of supplies a couple of years ago, and I'm still working my way through everything she gave me. Since they look really new, I'll sand all the edges of them too so they seem more worn and weathered. These blocks will get 2 or 3 different shades of paint, white on a couple of sides and then green and olive on some other sides. This is so when I sand the paper off of them, there will be multiple colors showing through, which will make them look a little bit more vintage. I'd like to give a quick shout out to all of my subscribers. Thank you so much for sticking with me all these years and being part of a fun community that is growing steadily. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to extend a big welcome and hope that you'll subscribe and stick around a while. I printed off smaller designs for these blocks and used mostly images again from Creative Fabrica. As I mentioned earlier, they will all be available as a bundle on my Etsy shop, so you can print and resize them as needed. I chose vintage backgrounds and then added bugs and bees, rabbits and birds with some flowers too, and a few printed script patterns. Using the gator hide again, I'll glue them on, give them a top coat, and once they are dry, sand off the extra paper to reveal some of the paint and wood underneath. I printed these designs on regular printer paper so the background wouldn't show through as easily if you were using rice paper or tissue paper. Some of them were a little too big, but I think it made them look even more rustic that way. These flower pots were from the same large graphic on the cutting board, and I added them to a green plaid background for a whimsical feel. I just love the look of that. Next, I sanded the extra paper off and then continued adding images until all the sides were full. They got a coating of brown wax too, and I'm so happy with how they turned out. These two projects were so much fun to make. I think I'll do more in different sizes and shapes. Wouldn't a small cube house shape look wonderful like this? And I can see smaller cutting boards with the different designs like lavender flowers or roses. The possibilities are endless with sweet little decor pieces like these. I hope you enjoyed these sweet wood decor ideas with vintage-inspired printables. They were so easy and fun to make. Don't forget to check out Smart Wings to see all the different blinds and shades they have that can make your home smart and beautiful. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.